Hi, everybody. I'm Tony Monaco, and welcome to the series where we continue to strive at trying to bring you education in a real form that you can use in your practicing, in your playing, and in your growth as a musician. My concept of being a musician is that it is a lifelong service, and it's also a lifelong journey. And the beautiful thing is that it is lifelong and it continues. So therefore, you know, you get to grow, and if you make errors, you correct them. And as you go, you start to hear things that you didn't hear before, and that's when you get the opportunities to make these corrections. I'm excited about this particular series, Concepts to Improvisation, because not only is this going to just be a short little video that you watch and watch over and over again, but it's going to have components that continue to be added to the series as you have questions. We're going to do both some video and also take you to a computer screen where we can analyze the data and show you everything. And so it's going to be, in essence, like an online lesson in real time on video. So it's really kind of cool because we can explore new questions that are asked and continue to move on, and hopefully have other people contributing to this series, because this is about improvisation, which is one of the things that sets jazz apart from most other musics. Is that I guess you would say when you're in a jam situation, that's where everybody's improvising. So we're going to talk about some concepts of how to play a solo, how to improvise, and these concepts are pretty much used by everybody who tries to improvise, whether you know it or not. So these are concepts that are not new. I'd like to bring them to the forefront and help you out with, you know, putting them together. So let's start out with the first concept. You have to listen or speak, okay? So in a conversation, just like now, you're listening and I'm speaking to you. If there was both of us together in the same room, or we were Skyping or something like that, then we might both have to listen and both have to speak. Right now, I have to kind of try to listen to what I'm saying so that I can organize the next thought, right? Well, it's the same way in improvising. You may be saying things, and then you might need to listen. So we're going to talk about the saying, the talking, and the listening, and convert those into musical terms and take a look at how they interact in the solo and how they work in jazz or any music that you can improvise in. Rock and roll, guitar players, country music has parts where there's music being played that's ad-lib, like the banjo, or in rock and roll, the guitar solo or a horn solo, or in jazz, of course, the solo. These things are a drum solo. Whenever you put that little word solo, what does that mean? Well, it means that it's your turn to say what you got to say. So you can't say what you don't know, right? And you can hope that you stumble across something clever. That's what happens a lot of times at the beginning. Or you can educate yourself. So my idea of becoming a better solo, first of all, is to educate. Many people ask me, you know, what scale is the best scale to use? And my answer to that is that, well, it's not really all about playing scales. It's about combining things. So let's talk about the talking part first. Let's take a look and see what those things may be in speaking. I like to use several tools of the language. One would be like maybe playing a scale, of course. Right? That's saying something. That's a scale. But how about maybe an arpeggio? And if I combine the two, sounding a little bit more like jazz, right? Where I've combined a C major 7 arpeggio, went to the 9, and played a scale on the way down. That's more what soloing is about, right? It's maybe a combination of scales, arpeggios, harmonic movement, right? So a 2-5, for instance, if we were to change that, make it a D minor to G7 to C major 7, it's all in the modal key of C. It would sound like this. Right? So now I just play D minor 7 arpeggio going up, and then the G mixolydian scale, which is really the C major scale, and ended in my root C. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining me in this little packet that's a bonus inside these instructional videos. You're kind of taking a look at the screen in the way I teach online. So notice you have an organ module here, the VB3. It's my favorite. I'm recording with Logic so that the audio and the MIDI data you can get later, and the audio and MIDI data will be included. You're taking a look here at Classroom Maestro. So as I play a chord, like for instance, here's a G minor 7, you can see I'm playing it. You can see the notes here, and also the notes on the keyboard, the upper manual, and down here the harmony, the lower manual. The settings of the VB3 are reflective of the lower manual sounds, the upper manual sounds. Of course, for this demonstration, I'm going to use percussion with slow decay, okay? And so we're going to discuss the blues scale. I think it's very interesting, the harmony that I've stumbled across through the years of playing the blues scale. There was a time in my early careers when that's all I really knew how to play that was jazzy, was the blues scale, because the modal scale sounded too plain, and the blues scale seemed to be the one that had the colors. So through time in playing the blues scale, I've come up with some reasons why the blues scale is the way it is. And so to my best ability, I'd like to explain a little bit about the blues scale, so the next time you choose to use it, you'll kind of have a little bit more information about the harmony behind it. So you'll notice that if I play a C7, okay, I can play the C blues scale. And if you want the notes, C, B flat, G, G flat, F, E flat, C. This E flat is often referred to as a raised 9. You know, that Jimmy Smith chord? All right? But also, if you're playing a C minor 7, you could play it because this raised 9 then becomes the minor 3rd. So it's interchangeable between major and minor, but the real use of it is on a dominant 7, a C7, right? Okay, so you can start the blues scale from any place. You can start it from the 5, right? You could start it from the 3rd or the raised 9. You can go up. So there's just some of the ways you can play the blues scale. But let's just take a look at the harmony and try to understand why these notes are in there and what role do they play in the harmony of this C7 chord. So I'm trying to grow as a musician myself into understanding more harmony. As you're getting the gist of this video, it's all about harmony. So here we go. There's a G minor 7. Why a G minor 7? Well, C7 has a 2-5. Right? So that becomes the minor 3rd of a G minor 7, or the dominant 7 of the C7. So that's a lick that comes out of the C blues scale. But let's play the harmony. G minor, D7, G minor, C7, F sharp, or C7 raised 9, or F sharp 13. Now, why the F sharp? we've discussed in our blues video, even the bass and comp video, which is very important for bass players, that the tritone, the flat 5 away from the root, has the same relative 3 and 7. They're just reversed. So C7, this is the third, this is the dominant 7. G flat or F sharp, this is the third, this is the dominant 7.